Graham, my man, you're a good kid, but you built your businesses entirely wrong. I'm gonna give you some huge tips on how you can automate your YouTube/real estate business so that way you can take a much needed vacation. You deserve it. Let this be a lesson to everybody who's building a business on balance and building your businesses the right way. This is your big brother, Sean. I've been exactly where you've been. Let's jump right in. Graham, first off, let me say, I know exactly where you're coming from. Seriously, I think that we have a lot more in common than anybody might know. We both probably grew up without a lot of money. We've made our own way. We love to learn. We've made our way by learning and mastering what we do, our craft, and we love to share that with people. So that's why we're here on YouTube making videos in our free time, right? So we both own some businesses. We're both making some money, but I think I have a head start on you. I'm only like 5 years older than you, but I've been a business owner since 2008. So I think, I can give you some help here because I'd love to help you with some of your solutions as far as how to build businesses, because you're at that point and it's about time for you to transcend. But there's a couple philosophies I think that you're hugging onto that aren't healthy for you anymore. So in a bullet point order, I'm just gonna hit you with some stuff based on this last video you posted about not having free time, not being able to travel, and that's a crime. And you don't deserve that. So, by the way, we both like asking people to smash the like button too. And Graham, I know you watch these videos, so thank you for your smash of the like button. So let's jump right into everything that I've got for you. I'm kind of excited to share. Number one, when you started in sales as a real estate agent, you were worried that people would do things if you wouldn't do it, right? So you were always ready for someone else. You're really kind of supplicating. You wanted people to give you the business, and you kind of had a scarcity mindset. So the things here that I want you to really change focus, which you may have grown out of because it sounds like you're not doing as much in real estate as far as deals go, is you need to shed that scarcity mindset and you need to start playing an offensive game, okay? You need to start pretty much making the pace. Your clients will meet with you when you're available. Your clients will fit into your schedule. What you do is you create value in the market space in which you deliver value, and your clientele will bend and cater to you. I know that when you're a no-name real estate agent, it's not so easy to do, but how you handle people and how you treat yourself and how you expect people to treat you will roll over to that. Now, if you grew up poor like me, I really feel like this is where we have something in common, is because I always felt like I needed to prove my value, so I would always be the one to bend in negotiations, especially with my free time. So lesson one, play an offensive game, force people to keep up and have them fit into your schedule, and you'll be just fine there. Two, I want you to have gratitude for the fact that you lived lean. When you say you went months without a commission, my best friend Sean Ray, he was in exactly your situation, and my buddy Sean Ray loves your channel. He's the one who actually told me about you back when you had 35,000 subscribers, way back in the day, but I wasn't checking for you. I'm not in your lane. But Sean Ray was living in his car as a server at an organic restaurant in Houston before he got his real estate license. And as soon as he got that license, he was on your business. He was all about you as soon as you became a YouTube influencer. And the gratitude will play in here is that when you know how to run lean, you are better at running businesses financially. So I don't think you should let it define you though. You've let it become an identity for you. Being frugal and not spending, it's something that you're good at. And you like it when people recognize you for what you're good at, don't you? Right? So you need to manage yourself here. Don't let it define you that you're a frugal person and that you're capable of not spending, because now it's changing the way that you do business, which we're about to get into. So appreciate that you can run lean when necessary, but don't make it your status quo because it's really holding you back. Three, here's where I'm gonna call you out a little bit. You're blinded by your own effort. You're good at what you do and you're trying your ass off. I'm gonna give you that, but you need to start to delegate to people based on their ability. There are people that can do things that you are doing right now. And I'm actually going to give you at the end of this video a nice list of things I want you to have other people do for you so you can go on vacation. If you can learn to trust people for what they're capable of doing, you hire 4 or 5 people, even though they're not as good as you maybe, because I'm not going to argue that you're not good at what you do. You do great work. But if you hired 5 people who each excelled in their one area of expertise and you hired them to compete with you as a whole, those 5 people will beat you. There's power in teams, and you've been a lone wolf for too long, and this is your biggest setback right now as you're sitting in your garage. We're going to talk about this a little bit more. So number 4 here is that by being blinded by effort, you're creating this habit of being busy. right? You do your best work when you're busy. When you're with your friends, you're thinking about what you should be doing, and I know exactly how that feels. I lost a wonderful relationship with a wonderful person because I could not connect with her friends because I felt that their conversations were shallow and small talk. And I'm thinking in my head how much I could be doing something of significance while in a social setting, right? You're so just ground into being busy and to doing work that you can't separate yourself from being effective and being busy. There's a difference. So what I want you to do is I want you to recognize when your busy work, like your effort, can do really no benefit. There's times where your effort is more successful at getting things done, where your effort matters more, can achieve more per minute invested than other times of the day or other times of a deal, right? So you're in the option period on a house, for example, right? You're closing on something. There's times where your effort can't really push the ball forward anymore because it rests on someone else, doesn't it? So what I want you to do is recognize the times where you're least effective, and I want you to make an agreement with yourself that that's your downtime. All right, recognize your strengths and your strong time, and then force yourself to take the time off when you know that even at your best self, you're only getting half the work done. What a great way to negotiate time off, right? Because you have to negotiate it with yourself up here, and you have to forgive yourself for taking some time off. So 5, on that delegation, I want you to look at it like this. You need to separate from this kind of egocentric mindset. It doesn't have to be you that does the work. So somebody else could be doing your video editing, for example. Somebody else could be doing your copywriting, for example. You know how many people watch your channel? Hats off to you, a ton of people, right? So there's people who know your editing style. There's people who can tell you exactly how you like to write your videos out. They get you. And you know how easy it would be for you to put out some ads saying that you want a copywriter and you want a video editor and you'd like some people to work on your team, right? If you can understand that, you're going to be so much more effective and you're going to make so much more money as you age. You're not even 30 yet. Hats off to you. This is going to be a huge thing that you can learn. And I'm so excited for you in this part of your journey to start building an organization, because that is the next evolution of humanity, is growing as an organization or as a collective. If you can't do this, you will forever be stuck as a self-employed person. This is where your mindset is now, and I want you to recognize that. I am self-employed. I earn commissions when I sell homes. My real estate agent, Sean, he does a lot of apartment locating, so he gets commissions on leases too. Don't know if that's your space, but you also get monetization from your YouTube channel when people view your videos, and you get people who buy your YouTube influencer course, like how to run a YouTube channel. And you probably have another course, right? You have 2 if I'm correct. My videographer, by the way, the person who edits my videos, loves your work. So I think he said you have 2 courses that's out. And all of these things you have worked on yourself. This is stuff that you have done. So you do the work and you get paid for your work. You don't have a boss, but the problem is you're not getting paid really for anybody else's money. The only things that you have are some homes that you've bought, and now you finally hired a property manager. So you've actually taken the first step, but with everything else that you've built, you're still stuck as a self-employed person. And I want you to look at it this way. I feel like you're really afraid to take risks here. The reason why you haven't hired a team is because you're afraid of taking risks and letting go. What if the quality of work diminishes? What if your videos aren't as good? What if they don't get the same number of views and likes and monetization? So yeah, you hire some people, pay them to do work for you, and then you make less money anyway. Nobody wants that. So the thing is I think that you need to learn to take a step back for the sake of being able to forever take a step forward, to free yourself from a task. Yes, you may lose a little bit of money because somebody doesn't do, well, your thumbnails are cut and dry now, right? You've done a great job branding your thumbnails, so everybody should know, anybody who's making your thumbnails should know exactly how you like them made. People should know how to edit your videos by now from watching it. You've had tons of people shadowing you, just watching your channel and smashing that like button. So you should not be so much afraid of this. But I understand where you're coming from, because when I first started my sales organization for my media company with print newspaper, by the way, I help newspapers not die. It's kind of fun. But in 2010, when I started that business, I didn't take time off for years. I just didn't. I was so afraid that if I stepped away from my sales team as their sales manager, that the business would just suddenly crumble and buckle. And I think that you're in the same spot. You're afraid of hiring people to do your work because you just don't think anybody can work like you. And like I referenced earlier, you hire 5 separate people, one task at a time, and they will run laps around you, and you should be so proud of them. So what do I want you to do, Graham? I want you to hire a video editor. Number 1, somebody who's gonna edit just like you, and you can have them come to your garage and learn from you in person if you would like. Otherwise, you can hire somebody remotely. There's tons of people on your channel. You have over 1 million people on your channel. That's so cool. And I guarantee you some of them are video editors because I have it in my inbox all the time. Now 2, I want you to hire a copywriter, right? That copywriter is going to help write everything that you would ever say. Right? And I want you to introduce that copywriter to the 3rd person you're hiring, which is a researcher. You come up with topics, you research the topics, you write something creative and fun, and then you shoot the video. The way that this is going to work is you're going to free up your time. The only thing that I want you to do is to sit in front of that camera. Right? I want you to sit in front of the camera after learning what your researcher and copywriter have made for you, and I want you to talk at that camera, and then your video editor is going to go take it to town. What this is going to do is this is going to cut your video creation process in like more than half. You're going to spend about 20% of the time max on videos. Right? Because the only thing you have to do is get comfortable with the content and then shoot. You don't have to do actually any creation. And there's people who really understand what you want out of your channel, and I believe that you can trust people to represent you. If you want, and you're afraid of not getting enough good content, then hire a few researchers. Maybe hire 2, and you can also have the ideas for the videos and hand them to the researchers. Say, hey, you know what, I've got an idea. I want to talk about this. Hey, let's talk about 20-cent iced coffee, right? I want you guys to, do the research for that, for example. And by doing that, you've cut your time so small that what you can do now, this is where it gets powerful, is you can record a month of content ahead of time. You can record 12 videos that are gonna come out on your channel, and you've got it all figured out, and then you can go take a vacation. You can just disappear for 3 weeks and you won't have to worry about missing an upload, like you said, right? So right now, you are a slave to your garage. You're a slave to your camera, to your editing software, to the process. You are a slave to the process. And you don't even have to be a good trainer, Graham. All you have to do is hire some people and invite them to tag along. They would work for you for free for 2 weeks because they want to be on your team, because you are a powerful person. You're a powerful individual, and it's time for you to transcend to being an organization. But with that said, people want to be part of your organization. Give them a chance. Let them work for you. This is how you're going to go on vacation. It's going to be wonderful. If I could give you a little bit of advice on this, I would say to start spending. It's totally cool. Respond to pressure, right? So increase the amount of pressure on your shoulders by actually buying things that you want to buy. Go have the nice meal. Buy the nice car. Go travel because you hired some people. Take on payroll, which increases the amount of money that you're spending on your organization, which causes you to level up and to do more things, right? If you read the 4-Hour Workweek, he talks about building your business to the point that it'll plateau without you, disappear, go on sabbatical, and come back with a fresh mindset. Do that. Add pressure and respond to that pressure. I think that your real estate world has been a little bit too safe. You've been playing kind of inside the lines instead of doing anything kind of audacious or crazy that could risk you losing money, right? Which is a lot of what you talk about. It's like not spending money, not taking unnecessary risks. In this case, I think you should start taking some risks. And like I said earlier, play the offensive game. And last one, Graham, absolutely last one, but this is kind of a big call out, I think that you're actually secretly addicted to your process and to the delayed gratification that you advertise. You're talking about how you're making sacrifices. You're talking about how you don't have time with your friends and you can't think about anything else but going back to work sometimes when you're with those friends. And you talk about how you work odd hours and how you're not traveling or anything like that because you said to yourself that you would do it in the future. This is not going to be true. I believe that you have a habit, and that this, as we say in poker, this is your nut. This is where you're getting it. You're getting your gratification from putting in the long hours and building this channel. You built something outstanding. There's not a single person in the world who can ever shame how big of an audience you created on YouTube with good actual content, which is super awesome. But instead of you believing that 3 years from now that you're suddenly going to change your tune and you're suddenly going to start cashing in on all the things that you've built, you're going to need to recognize that you have a habit. You are addicted to your business, you're addicted to the growth, and you're a workaholic. Let go of the lie.